G'day friends, it's Andrew here again from Nature's Image Photography, and it's been a very long time since my last video. Since you last heard from me back in January, my family and I moved house, and if you've ever done it, then you know how much moving can take over your life. In the middle of all that, I co-hosted my first ever photography tour to India. We were gone for about a month, I took a gazillion photos, and now I'm finally ready to share the experience by showing you a selection of my favourite images and clips from the tour. I'll be breaking the tour up into two parts because this was actually two tours back to back. The first part was focused on what I would call classic Indian landmarks and wildlife, and for the second part we headed up into the Himalayas in search of snow leopards, the world's rarest big cat. Did we get to see them? Well, you'll just have to watch out for my next video to find out. I want to thank my great friend Pierre Duval of Guiding the Wild, who's also the mastermind behind my African photography tours, and also Pradeep Singh, our local guide, who added to the experience every step of the way with his knowledge, good humour, and the very obvious pride he takes in sharing his country with a bunch of Aussie photographers. Once again, I was travelling with two Panasonic Lumix cameras. I had the Micro Four Thirds G9 Mark II, which I mostly use for wildlife with the Leica Panasonic 100-400mm, but I also have the 12-60 for when I need a wider angle. Then I have the full-frame S5 Mark II with the 20-60mm, and I also carry the 70-300, which becomes my backup wildlife lens. Unlike my African wildlife tours where the G9 usually does most of the work, our India tour featured a lot more architecture and street photography, so the S5 II played a much bigger role, and in fact it was day 4 before I even got the G9 II out of the camera bag. As usual, with each photo I share, I'm going to tell you which camera I used, along with focal length and exposure settings. This always means a bit of extra time and effort on my part, but I know a lot of my subscribers like to see that information. As always, I invite any new viewers to subscribe to my channel, especially if you're interested in travel and Panasonic Lumix cameras. And if you find any of the content particularly interesting or helpful, you can always thank me with a coffee, and you'll find the link in the information below. And finally, I'm going to give you a bit of sound from the streets of Delhi to kick things off. After that, I'll let the music take over, and I think most of you will agree that's a lot more soothing for the soul. Now, let's get into it, and I hope you enjoy some highlights from my 2025 India photography tour. Of all the cultural and architectural locations on this tour, the Taj Mahal was the one I was really looking forward to, and I have to say it did not disappoint. Despite the smog and the crowds, there's an aura to this place that takes your breath away. It's one of the few places where I took advantage of the handheld high-resolution mode on my Lumix S5ii to shoot a 96 megapixel file, which I can use to create a large print for my wall at home. And once you've taken in the majesty of the entire structure, you begin to appreciate the finer details that only get more impressive the closer you look. This visit, short and overcrowded though it was a definite highlight of my career in photography touring. There's a good variety of wildlife in Ranthambore National Park, but let's be honest, it was really all about the tigers. We had 4 game drives, but it wasn't until the 4th and final outing that we finally had our opportunity. One of the big adults was spotted in the distance at the site of a kill from the day before. Unfortunately, it was too far even for the 100 to 400mm on the G9ii. Then some of the younger tigers ventured a little closer, but thanks to the trees and the long grass we were unable to get any kind of clear shot. For a long time I thought this was as good as it was going to get. Finally, they started moving closer to the road, and one sat down for a rest in clear view just a few short metres from our vehicle. And here's the reward for all that patience, and I admit I still get a bit emotional whenever I recall being so close to such a magnificent big cat in the wild.